Dear students, in the previous video, we discussed the application of Schrodinger equation, and it is for particle confined in one-dimensional box and also the particle in three-dimensional box. By applying Schrodinger's time-independent equation, we obtained the energy eigenvalues and eigenfunctions for the particle when it is confined in a three-dimensional box. Now today one more application is, it is for a simple harmonic oscillator, a linear harmonic oscillator or a simple harmonic oscillator. And you know what a harmonic oscillator is? In classical mechanics as well as quantum mechanics. Simple harmonic oscillator, it is a system which oscillates about a stable equilibrium position, which oscillates about the mean position under the action of the restoring force. The particle performs to and fro motions under the action of restoring force, and we know that the restoring force always proportional to the displacement from the equilibrium or mean position, and it always acts towards the mean position. Restoring force always acts towards the mean position, so that F proportional to minus x or F equal to minus kx, where k constant called the force constant. So here, this one is applicable for both classical oscillator as well as quantum oscillator. Now here, let us consider the quantum oscillator. For example, the atoms in crystal lattice, vibration of the atom in crystal lattice or vibration of a diatomic molecule. These are the examples for quantum oscillators. Here, we consider the time-independent Schrodinger equation. So this is the equation. We already derived this one, or this can also be written as this one here. H bar is h by 2 pi square, and to simplify you get this. So this is the expression for time independent Schrodinger equation. Here V the potential energy of the harmonic oscillator. We consider the quantum oscillator. V the potential energy given by half kx square. So in most of the discussions, in case of simple harmonic oscillator, we have come across this expression half kx square. I won't repeat this. Half kx square expression for the potential energy of the oscillator in terms of mass and the angular velocity. It can be written like this, where k is m omega square. So this is the expression for potential energy of the oscillator, and substitute. The Schrodinger equation becomes this. And here, this product 2me by h bar square is taken as alpha, and the product of 2m by h bar square into half m omega square, it is taken as beta, and it becomes m omega by h bar. So this is taken as beta. Find the product, 2 gets cancelled, so m square, and here h bar square on there. Actually this is beta square, where beta is m omega. This one becomes beta square, and beta is m omega by h bar. And here the derivation is not included in your syllabus. So simply we just find out the expression for energy using alpha and beta. And here the solution of this expression is alpha by beta. Alpha by beta gives the solution, and it is equal to 2n plus 1, where n is an integer, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Alpha by beta is 2n plus 1 is the solution of that equation. So that by substituting alpha and beta, we get 2e by h bar omega equal to 2n plus 1, or from this e is h bar omega by 2, 2n plus 1, h bar is h by 2 pi, so that this becomes h by 4 pi, omega is 2 pi nu, angular frequency, this is linear frequency, so omega is 2 pi nu, 2n plus 1. From this, we get energy En as half h nu, 2n plus 1. This is the expression for energy of the harmonic oscillator in the nth state level or nth excited state. En is given by half h nu 2n plus 1, where n takes the values n equal to 0, 1, 2 and so on. Here 0 is also possible. Look at this, when n equals 0, E0 is half h nu. So that energy doesn't become 0. So that the particle is associated with the wave function. That's why n can take 0 also in this case. And in case of, see, what the equation says, the energy of the quantum harmonic oscillator is quantized. It is quantized. So harmonic oscillator does not take the continuous values as we see in case of classical harmonic oscillator. In case of classical harmonic oscillator, say for example, simple pendulum, that simple pendulum, that harmonic oscillator, it can have continuous energy values from 0 to infinity. Energy is continuous. But it is not so in case of quantum harmonic oscillator. Energy is quantized. This is the main difference. And one more thing is, in case of classical harmonic oscillator, energy can be 0. Energy can be 0, but here energy cannot be, energy minimum, it is not 0. Energy is minimum when n is 0, and when n is 0, energy is half h nu. So energy is not minimum, and this is the energy of the harmonic oscillator when it is in the ground state. And this energy is called 0 point energy. The energy of the harmonic oscillator when it is in the ground state is called 0 point energy. So as temperature approaches absolute zero, energy of the harmonic oscillator, quantum harmonic oscillator, does not become 0. It won't approach 0. It possesses the minimum value half h nu. And this is the energy distribution of the harmonic oscillator. Ground state, energy is half h nu. First excited 3 by 2 h nu, next excited 5 by 2 h nu, and so on. This is about the energy distribution. Now, if you compare the quantum oscillator with classical harmonic oscillator, then first difference between them is the allowed energy levels for a classical oscillator are continuous, but allowed energy levels for quantum oscillator are quantized. Classical oscillator, A minimum is 0. It can have 0 minimum energy, but quantum oscillator, A minimum is half h nu. One more difference is, in case of classical oscillator, say simple pendulum, the probability of finding the particle, it is greatest at the extreme position. Extreme position, when it moves to the extreme position, displacement is maximum. So the probability of finding the particle is greatest at the extreme positions, and it is least near the mean position. Whereas in case of quantum oscillator, there is a probability of finding the particle beyond this extreme position also. That's what the theory says. The particle can move slightly beyond the extreme position. There is a probability of finding the particle beyond this extreme position. These are the differences between classical harmonic oscillator and quantum harmonic oscillator. And the last term defined in this unit is expectation value. This is similar to the average value in classical mechanics. See, if we have a number of, say, values taken for a particular value, say, velocity of a particle, velocity of a particle at a given instant. Suppose so many values are taken, then mean of the values is taken as the velocity of the particle, nothing but the average. This is classical mechanics. Similarly, in quantum mechanics, the average value is measured by the term called expectation value. It is similar to that average value or mean value in classical mechanics. See here, if the large number of measurements of the position of the particle, here quantum particle, we consider the quantum particle, not macro, a micro particle. Say electron. Consider large number of measurements of the position R of the particle is made when the particle is in a definite state, say. Then the particle is associated with the wave function psi of RT before each measurement. Then average of all these different values is called the expectation value of the position coordinate. It's specifically, it is position. Similarly, you can find out the momentum of the particle or energy and so on. So, and the expectation value in quantum mechanics denoted by this symbol, a bracket with R. And it is given by integration of R into psi star psi d tau, or integration between the limits minus infinity plus infinity psi star R psi, where psi star psi nothing but mod psi square, psi star psi mod is mod psi square, nothing but it is the probability of, which gives the probability density it is. Then psi star psi d tau, psi star psi d tau, nothing but mod psi square d tau, which gives the probability of finding the particle at a given position R. This one gives the probability of finding the particle in a given position R, so that expectation value is the position vector into the probability of finding that particle at the given position. This is nothing but expectation value, and here the wave function is normalized. So in general, for any vector f you can write the expectation value like this. It is a product of that vector and probability of finding the particle at the given position, or probability of that vector at the given position. This is about the expectation value in quantum mechanics. With this, we have completed this unit, quantum mechanics.